to your DApp, weeks later. The second group is developers, being able to not have to think about security and security. The less creative you get, usually the better it is. And so accelerating your ability to focus on building your app. Again, reminder, this is an open source library. Everyone in the community will be able to use it. Third group would be Stellar as a whole. And so think about being able to use Stellar sign-in as an alternative to Google, to Facebook, in both Web3 and Web2 domains. So the visibility that
You
this
have 30 seconds.
Can give Stellar, we believe is very, very, very impactful. So a bit rushed, so I'll just wrap it up here. Thanks for the opportunity. And if there's questions, we're happy to address it.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Sign in with Stellar. Sounds great.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have TOFLO. Guillermo, are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. This is Guillermo. I'm CEO and founder of TOFLO. We are a real estate tokenized marketplace. So our mission is to make real estate investment accessible for everyone. And real estate is one of the best assets out there that you can invest into, but unfortunately, it's also one of the most restricted ones. And in order to invest in real estate, you need to put a high amount of initial capital in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And of course, all the whole experience, the whole process of buying, selling, it's a very illiquid asset. There's full of friction and it's filled with risk, and it's messy to say the least right now. So we are making investment in real estate simple, global, and affordable. By tokenizing the properties, we enable fractional ownership. So you are going to be able to invest in amazing real estate assets all around the world from your phone, from your laptop, super easy, and in a matter of seconds. And of the token represent ownership of the asset. That means the price of the asset goes up. Of course, there are real estate downturns, but in the bigger picture, it usually goes up. It's a very, very safe investment. And moreover, users get a proportional part of the income of the property, for example, in rent. And all is done in seconds, and it's possible to sell also in a matter of seconds. I'm not sure if the video is playing. Yes. So we did a first activation grant. We did a sandbox, a marketplace with fake properties created by AI. They're awesome. They're not real. But you can still experience how easy it will be to buy and sell and trade your tokens of properties. So here we just made a few ones. Once you, for this demo, by the way, you need a Freighter wallet. You need to pre-fund with USDC. And once you buy those tokens, they go into your dashboard. Then the transaction is accepted. You can manage your portfolio. You can sell at any time. You have all the information you need about the property, about the tokens itself, about all of course, the legal documents associated, and all this. So we're just focused on making it very easy and bringing not specifically crypto or Web3 people, but we want to bring a global retail investment audience into Stellar. And this is why we really want to do it in Stellar, because, of course, one thing is the real world asset tokenization focus that the whole Stellar ecosystem is having and how it's thriving right now. Super interesting for us. The partnerships and the on and off ramps, because as I mentioned, we're targeting this global audience, and also compliance. And have to be, and we are fully compliance first. We are based in Prague in the European Union. Here, this legal framework is coming next later this year, the MiCA framework. And connected to that, what we want to do with this grant that we're requesting is that we are going to tokenize two different real estate assets. We have these two amazing and forward-thinking big real estate companies that want to tokenize their assets. And we're going to launch in mainnet to tokenize bonds fully backed by real estate. And so that we are going to bring all these people that want to invest in these bonds. Have in mind that traditional finance, it's investing in crypto is new for them. We're bringing these people, and bond is what they know. It's super safe, and we're going to bring real world use cases into Stellar as a first step.
30 seconds.
So we are a team ready to start. All these people that you see, we have developers, we have business experts, real estate experts, legal experts, and we can't wait to get started. I just to mention that these companies are ready to start, and yeah, we're ready. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Guillermo and Tovlo. There's a question for you in the chat from Anka, and I just want to say that even if it's not real, I'll take that Mallorca beach rental. So looks good.
Yours.
Excellent. All right, next up, we have Stellar prepaid cards in Peru from.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go for it.
Cool, awesome. Okay, everyone, hello. It's Ivan from Unclap again. You can imagine how exciting was our journey last year with our venture with connecting Stellar through financial system using cards. And as you may know, we have had the honor to get your support in developing the necessary infrastructure to issue and manage Stellar cards in Argentina. Now we look forward to do the launch in Peru. Not sure if the slide, let me check. No, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Can you please, Shema, play the video? Okay. It's been a huge amount of work and team effort, but the result is impressive. Now we are about to launch the service with huge ecosystem players, and you will hear from them really soon. By connecting Stellar network to card payment rails in this new country, Peru, we aim not only to improve financial accessibility for Peruvians, but also to showcase the capabilities of Stellar as a powerful payment infrastructure. Our end-to-end prepaid card service allows any platform to seamlessly offer its users the option of having a prepaid card that can be loaded with the Stellar assets. You can use USDC, ARS, PEN, or whatever you may have. The cards are, of course, can be used worldwide. We have both options, physical, virtual. Well, how it works? We made it pretty simple. It's as simple as connecting your platform with an anchor system. Okay, the authentication could be SEP10, the standard anchor integration, SEP10, but we also build a way for non-native Stellar platform to connect. Okay, I will I will do a little demonstration on how it works, working with a SEP10 authentication token. You can bring from your platform, having your authentication, and you get access to all the features to manage your card, to do everything through APIs. Okay, there are all the APIs there for you to integrate the service within your platform. But it also, we have built a SEP24 like widget, okay, that you can embed within your platform, that is much easier to and faster to integrate than using APIs. But of course, you know that using API, you have full control of all the features. And this is the example on how companies that are not Stellar native or are looking to 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 build over Stellar can integrate the service. Okay, having a different way of authenticating, but at the end, the service is the same. Okay. What else? Trying to keep up with the video. Okay. The front end, the widget have several ways of course the depending on the company, on the partner company, the partner platform, we are able to customize the whole user interface, but you can
30
also,
seconds.
okay, you can also use the standard unclap look and feel. So while operating a new country presents challenges, we firmly believe that the demand and potential for success in Peru. As we embark this new chapter, we once again turn to your support and expertise, and your assistance will be instrumental in demonstrating the impact of and potential of this payment infrastructure. I'll invite you to join us in this journey, and together, let's continue connecting Stellar across LATAM. Thank you very much, and looking forward for your support.
Thank you, Ivan, and thank you, NCLAP team. This is great. You've got some questions in the chat, so thanks so much for being here.
Thanks.
And next up, we have through their deck, Reflector by Orbit Lens.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Orbit Lens from Stellar Expert team, and I'm here today to talk about Reflector. Reflector is a decentralized price feed Oracle network for Stellar DFE smart contracts to support financial derivatives, lending borrowing protocols, algorithmic stablecoins, asset management contracts, and many other DFE use cases. So why oracles are so important? Price manipulation is one of the most common vector attacks on DeFi. Almost every single week we hear about new successful exploits. So the rule of thumb when writing DeFi contracts on top of oracles, choose price feeds for your project wisely. Our system design is better than feeds built on the request response model widely utilized in Oracle protocols that currently exist on other chains. We store the price feed data in the contract itself with a fixed time frame. So the data is readily available for all consumer contracts. They can use the Oracle quoted price result directly in the same function. It is efficient, optimized for low fees, and it greatly reduces the number of contract calls. Our Oracle's network is controlled by the multi-sig protected consensus of reputable organizations, which guarantees reliability, fault tolerance, and regular price feed updates. Reflector relies on a quorum of nodes connected directly to Stellar Core validators. Currently, our oracles deployed on Stellar Podnet and protected by the consensus of cluster nodes run by Stellar Expert, Ultrastellar, Public Node, and Script tree. The Oracle contract provides a comprehensive interface following SEP 40 ecosystem standard. On top of that, we also offer automatic cross-price calculation and utility functions like a widely used swap price range approximation. And last but not least, it's completely free for consumer contracts. We hope this way most urban projects will be built on safe and reliable infrastructure, which consequently will make Stellar a safer place. It's really easy to use, only a few lines of code and you are ready to go. We have a fully working implementation for Stellar Classic asset trades, and the plan is to expand it to quote external centralized and decentralized exchanges, and later on decentralized contract automation functionality. Here is a video where you can see how our admin dashboard looks, how cluster nodes can check the system, the consensus, how they can modify assets tracked by the Oracle. You can see the details of configuration updates, history, and many more internal details. This results in live price feed regularly deployed to Stellar Podnet, and you can see all the prices quoted with regular time frames. Every 5 minutes, our Oracle nodes produce transactions that store the data on chain, and this data can be used by other consumer contracts. Reflector is the ultimate price reference for Stellar DeFi if you need a price data source for your smart contracts. Check Reflector. A free to use price reference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stellar Expert, Reflector, and Orbit Labs. Great pitch. Next up, folks, we have Dropsy. And I just saw you saying, there we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Zen and I'm the CEO and founder of the Dropsy. So before we begin, I want to thank the Stellar team for giving us a chance to build this platform. Dropsy platform is for the Stellar airdrop creators and participants. Easily start and manage airdrop campaigns and automated airdrop reward tokens distribution. Participants can receive airdrop rewards token instantly after completing the airdrop steps. For the creators, the process often involves a problem such as verification of the airdrop participants, token distribution, and marketing challenges. On the other hand, participants face issues with receiving the rewards and assessing token utility and transparency. So Dropsy provides solution to all these problems. Dropsy makes sure only real users can join airdrop by verifying their phone numbers. Dropsy uses Stellar and Solarbound smart contract to implement an automated airdrop reward token distribution model. For the participants, airdrop participants get reward tokens in Stellar wallet instantly after completing the airdrop steps, so they don't have to wait. Information about the projects helps participant to make better choice to participate in airdrop or not. So the market opportunity, these are the market stats we have researched before starting this project. The revenue model, airdrops will be featured on the homepage, and we will offer banner ad space on this side of landing page or homepage for the airdrops. And we will offer rewards to users for inviting other users to join our platform. In the technical architecture, we are using Vue.js, JavaScript, and Tailwind CSS for the front end, and PHP and Laravel for the back end, and Rust for the Sorbonne smart contract. To integrate the Stellar blockchain network, we are using PHP Stellar SDK and the integration of various social media platforms through their APIs for verifying the task have completed from the participants or not. In the next slide, here's our flow chart. Although it's really small, but you can see all the steps to participate or to uh, create an airdrop. So this is the complete flow chart. And after that, there's an airdrop process flowchart. The airdrop process flowchart explains how the Sorbonne smart contract will be integrated. Although the first point, the setting up Sorbonne smart contract with escrow account is already completed in our platform right now. Uh, these are the steps we promised to finish for the activation award, and we have already completed them. So in the next slide, there's a video of a demo video of the Dropsy. Uh, can you play it, Gemma?
So here you can sign in with an account, email address, and you can also create an account, and you can also connect with Google or GitHub. So let's connect with GitHub. So here's my profile. I have already inserted every detail and updated, and here you can edit your details, or you can also connect with your social media accounts. Here is the airdrop page from where you can see all the airdrops. Yes, but you have to connect your wallet first. So let's connect with Flutter wallet.
Actually, I've already connected this
And
Flutter wallet.
here you can see the different airdrops.
You have 30 seconds left.
Let's create an airdrop.
Okay, so Gemma, I guess you can skip this video because it's of 2 minutes.
So here you can
Yeah, this slides outlines what we needed for the community fund. Doing these things will make sure our airdrop campaign goes well. Completing this task will make our airdrop campaign safe and easy for everyone to involve. Currently, we are on testnet, and after the completion, we will move to the mainnet.
All right,
And
Zane, you are at time.
okay,
Thank you so
okay,
much.
thank you so much.
Feel free to share any links in your project post.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you. Next up, we have Pierre. I'm going to get David in the house.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome, whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, it looks like I can't share. Oh,
So
sorry.
yeah, I'm sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just 1 second. Let me open the remote. Okay. Awesome. So my timer started, yes?
Yes, go for it.
All right. Next. Hey everyone, my name is David Nandua. I am CTO and CEO of a company called Honeycoin. We're a software lab that develops financial products and services for consumers and businesses. And today, we're coming to pitch Stellar. But we're coming to the Stellar community to pitch Peer, which is basically a fun way we like to describe it, is it's the everything app for users anywhere in the world. Now, let me dive in and explain what exactly I mean by that. So, who are we? I already chatted about the financial super app aspect, but essentially, we've primarily built the super app on the Stellar network that helps users not only make payments, but never have to leave their wallet to fulfill their everyday needs. So you right now, as a community, any user on this call right now, can go on the application and you can do everything from remittances through MoneyGram, and through some of our other partners like MyKobo. You can book flights, you can purchase insurance, you can shop at physical and online stores directly with any digital asset you're holding, whether that was USDC, XLM, USDC, and so much more. So from travel bookings to hotel bookings, borderless remittances and bill payments, Tia is a trusted companion for over 300,000 users and about 73,000 monthly active users and counting. And we're super excited to just see how much value we've been able to provide to both the community and all of our existing users. So, quick update since SCF 22. We are thrilled and excited to let you know that we completed all design and development deliverables, and Flights is now and has been live on Peer over the last 4 or so months since we launched. And we've already seen some traction. So we've done over $11,200 worth of flight bookings as of April 2024. From an activity perspective, we've processed over $9.5 million in GTV across all Peer wallets and users since January as well. And one of the reasons we find users use us is we actually are being used by both consumers and businesses. And the reason for that is we've both basically built a very secure way for them to go from like regular fiat to digital assets and then make cross-border payments. You could be paying for an invoice, you could be sending money to a loved one, and so on and so forth. We've also secured strategic partnership agreements with leading travel editorials and agencies to basically drive traffic and distribution. As we kind of like refine and test out the feature, we expect to see a lot more traction down the line. And this also has highlighted a growing need to go beyond flights and to build for travel as a whole, which brings me to the next slide. I'm trying to go as quickly as possible. Sorry, oops. So what's next? We're coming back to the community after the Activation Award for 3 extremely exciting deliverables. One is stays. Yes, that's right. We're launching both short stay and hotel bookings on Peer. And you will now be able to book flights and hotel bookings directly on the application and pay in USDC, XLM, USD. And it's because we don't just care about how you get there, but also where you stay when you get there. And we don't want you to be thinking about, oh, I need to withdraw cash from the ATM, oh, my card is not accepted, and so on and so forth. Whatever asset you're holding, we want to make it available for you to book directly with it. And we've already made traction along these lines. We've secured agreements with both agencies and travel providers to now allow you to book thousands of properties when we launch, meaning you can go there and try to stay at a hotel when Meridian comes around the corner and you find that we don't support it. And then, sorry, excuse me. Beyond direct debits with banks in the EU through our partnership with MyKobo, the second amazing feature we're launching is instant ACH, FedNow, and wire deposits and withdrawals for US users. I'll chime in on why that's different to like all these existing third-party providers in a bit. But lastly, we're also working on a gamified savings protocol proudly built on Soroban. And we can't do this without you, the community, which is why we're coming here to pitch. So about stays. And Gemma, how am I doing on time? How much time do I have left? Just so I plan out my.
You have 40 seconds.
Okay, so I won't stay too long here. But basically, using the stays feature will allow you to book. So we'll of course have thousands of properties as I mentioned earlier, but then the real sweet spot is we will support both fiat, meaning card, bank account, and digital assets, USDC, XLM, EURC, and more. And I already chimed in on how it works, so I won't spend too much time here. But I want to spend 10 seconds on the instant ACH, FedNow, and wire funding. So if you've been in Web3 long enough and maybe live in the US or anywhere, you know what it's like to use a third-party provider, to go from your bank, card, or nearbank to USDC or any other asset. It's clunky, expensive, and makes you leave the app or worse. So you have to go to your email and so on and so forth. And we've had enough too, which is why we're announcing instant funding and payouts to all US users, meaning you'll be able to fund your account for any asset using ACH, FedNow, or Wire. No third-party apps, no external KYC, no delays. It's all embedded, and we've directly integrated with the banking providers to allow you to do this. And I'm super excited about this feature that we're rolling out soon. And then let me just briefly touch on the savings
All
program.
right, David, I gotta cut you off. I'm sorry. We're pushing
No
6
worries.
minutes.
It's okay. I tried my
But that,
best. No
yeah,
worries. Thank you so much.
that was
But
wonderful.
feel
Thank
free
you
to
so
check
much.
out.
Yeah,
Thank you. All
a
right.
lot of love in the chat for Pierre. So let's take it
Awesome.
over to the
That's good.
project
Yeah.
post. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye. All right.
Look at all these slides he had left. All right, post it in your project post. That's great. Thanks so much. And now I'm going to turn it over to Amit with Acceler Yield Bridge.
Thanks, Gemma. Oops. Okay. Right. So we are XLR. We are building real world and crypto yields to Stellar. Our products are not available in US. Also, please look at the disclaimer. So we have managed billions of dollars in delta neutral trading strategies on CFI and DeFi. Also worked at Millennium Management, which is a $65 billion hedge fund that manages assets for institutional investors like large pension funds and insurance companies. We recently launched a yield-bearing dollar stablecoin on Stellar. It's on mainnet, and in a couple of weeks, people on Stellar would actually be able to mint a yield-bearing dollar stablecoin with us. So, excuse me, for the current project, we are looking at $1 trillion worth of cryptocurrencies that don't provide any income, and looking to open a bridge to Stellar and using delta neutral strategies to essentially generate yield on those and distribute it to the holders. So here is a demo of how it would work. So a user would deposit Bitcoin with custodian like Fireblocks. And once the deposit is confirmed to XLR, a mint request would be sent to the XLR token contract on Sorbonne, and a wrapped BTC would be sent to the user, who can then use the wrapped BTC on DeFi protocols on Sorbonne, or use it on our staking contract to earn yield that's being generated from CFI, DeFi, delta neutral strategies using deposited BTC as collateral. In case of ERC20 tokens, a user will send, let's say, ETH to XLR's Ethereum smart contract, and then that ETH would be sent to the custodian. ETH could be staked on Lido, for example, for liquid stake token, and that would generate yield. But it can also be used as collateral on CFI and DeFi protocols to generate delta neutral yield, and the total of yield would then flow to the user along with the staked contract. Can we go to the next slide, please? Right. So the important thing to note here is that the assets will be custodied off exchange with reputable custodians such as Copper and Fireblocks. So if an exchange goes down, the client assets will remain safe with the custodian. And we are also licensed and regulated in Bermuda by the Bermuda Monetary Authority. That means we provide superior client protection and regulatory clarity to our partners. It immediately opens up about $5+ billion in TVL that could be brought to Stellar and Sorbonne. And there have been other products which have been humongously successful following the same idea. So we are very optimistic about this. Some example of the delta neutral strategies. These are very TradFi trading strategies like basis and reverse basis, which have been used in traditional finance. We are essentially providing a diversified basket of yield-generating opportunities. Here, the yield-bearing dollar stablecoin would provide about 4 to 5% yield in a crypto bear market, but that yield is negatively correlated to crypto yield, which currently is upwards of 20% if you look at some of the yield-bearing tokens on Ethereum. So overall, this will provide a floor to the Soroban ecosystem when the bear market hits, and basically that means the assets won't leave the ecosystem in that scenario. So that's basically how we're planning to go forward. And yeah, that's the presentation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. We've got some questions and some love for you in the chat. So thanks for being here.
All right. Thank you.
Next up, we have stablecoin funded virtual card from Mycobo. I've invited you to speak. All right. I am the Mandarin. We're looking for you. All right. Tell you what, let's go to the next pitch, which is Block Smart Contract, and then we can get back to this. So I'll invite you to speak, and let's skip through these slides and take it away. Stills on Wheels, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, I was already speaking.
Oh, great. All
Thank
right.
you.
Whenever you're
Thank you
ready.
so much, Gemma. Yeah, I was like already on the second slide. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are good.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Celia Gallegos, and I'm with Blocks. We're talking about the smart contract for fiat and crypto today, and this would have a focus on trade financing. And for those of you that don't know, trade finance is financial instruments that facilitate trade. I'm hitting the remote. Let me refresh.
I can advance your slides for you. Just let me know when.
Thank you. Sorry, Gemma. So Blocks is a B2B platform that facilitates transactions worldwide with blockchain technology. Last year, we began doing payments around trade for buyers and sellers located in different parts of the world. We have processed transactions with 3,000 counterparties in about 27 countries. The main area that we've been focusing on is between Latin America and Asia, and really creating a trade bridge there. And in doing all of these trades over the past few months, we've really seen that there's a gap in roadblocks between traditional banks, letter of credit, and things like that. So our current mission is to bridge this financial gap while offering secure investment avenues for our financing partners. And so we plan to launch our trade finance service next month or next quarter. And then we would be able to leverage all of our current network of buyers and sellers and manufacturing partners. And so the problem is that in the global world, we have tons of trade happening everywhere, and partners, these buyers and sellers may not be familiar with one another. And then also the banks that finance these transactions are very cumbersome, slow. It's typically traditional banks. They have to issue a letter of credit. It's clunky. Our goal would be to innovate and democratize access to financing so that all of these trades could happen very quick and amongst parties that might not be familiar with one another. And then it also really opens up opportunity for other people to invest in these trade finance deals. So our solution is that we would want to be an orchestrator for trade finance. And how we would accomplish that is with a smart contract. So these smart contracts would be impartial, immutable, and automatic. They could be, you would set the parameters for each different deal and lock in what the workflow and the rules and the sources that have to be met on either side of each deal. And so when the parameters are met, then it unlocks the next opportunity in that smart contract. And so this is based on the Stellar blockchain using the Soroban smart contracts that we would create. So here we really just want to break the mold and offer a cutting edge, new and improved way for these buyers and sellers to have a transaction in different parts of the world without having known each other. And we would lower the risk for all of the counterparties involved. We'd enable a wider participating from funding sources, lower operations overhead. By leveraging the Stellar blockchain and fostering collaboration, we can lower the barriers to entry and really open up global trade on a very large scale. And so we're already, as I mentioned, we've already done a lot of trades, and that's how we were able to spot the gap and the breakdown of what's happening. And so we're launching what you see as the smart contract. We're launching that. We're doing it a manual way, kind of a workaround next quarter. And then with your help, we would launch the smart contract, be able to develop that in Q3 and launch the smart contract in Q4 so that all of it would become automatic and very easy for people located in any part of the world to be able to use. As I mentioned, we already have a large pipeline in place, so we're ready to go.
You have
with this.
30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. We have a team of 7 that are working on this project day in and day out. And so we're really excited about the opportunity to be on the Stellar community and hope you guys like our project. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for pitching. We've got some questions for you in the chat. And now
Great,
we
thank you.
are going to go back to Mike Hobo, who has made an appearance. All right, whenever you're ready.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, I
Go
wasn't sure
ahead.
if you could hear me. Hi. Sorry, I missed you earlier. Hi. Hello, everyone. Shall I start?
Go for it.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry, missed the last slot. I'm here to talk about the stablecoin virtual card service, which we would like to launch on for partners within the ecosystem. Essentially, oh no. Sorry, I just went next, and it seemed to have gone back. Or
Just hit it again.
yeah,
keep going.
gotcha. Yeah. The challenge is to be able to use your stablecoin funds in the real world to do everyday things, which you could do with a funded virtual card. And essentially what we're proposing is initially a virtual card, which later we hope we could actually be able to issue a physical card as well. So you could top this card up using your stablecoin balance, probably EURC, but there might be a way to do that via USDC onto URC and essentially have funds linked to the account which you can spend in the real world. The solution that we're proposing is to carry out an integration through our partner network. We already have the ability to we're already approved to be able to do this. We just need to actually complete the technical and integration work to build out the partner gateway for partner platforms to be able to integrate and get information such as card transaction data, user data, or any other card specific information. And also to be able to build out the connecting infrastructure for settlement and processing directly into the banking service within MyCobo, which would essentially allow you to go with your card to a retailer or in any particular location where you could pay by credit or by debit card, putting your information, that transaction will be processed using the funds on your card. It's a kind of relatively standard process for this with a card scheme, where your balance is checked in order to, first of all, approve the transaction, and then the funds are reserved. And we will then be able to process the transaction, and you would have paid through the platform in question, and settlement will occur in the background through our service. Now, the idea is to offer this to ecosystem partners, whether it's Beans, Vibrant, or indeed Decaf, who may have a need for this service, but it will be possible for any ecosystem partner to use the service once they are approved and onboarded through MyCobo. And we work with a variety of ecosystem partners, so we're hoping that this could be something that eventually sets a standard on how we do payments on-chain within the ecosystem for credit card payments. Thank you very much for your time today, and I think that is about me done.
Thank you. Way to keep it short and sweet. Great pitch. Thanks, Mike Hovo. We're glad to have you all back. You guys are working on so much exciting stuff right now. So thank you.
And tell me about feeling like there's always something to do. But thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we're going to hear, I'm going to go through this deck again, and we're going to hear from Fluff, who I just saw, and there you are. Hey, Ben, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, but I'm not from Flux. I'm from Altascope.
Oh, so, all right. So, number of Bens. That's my bad. Wrong Ben. There we go. Ben from Flux.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, excellent. Second time's the charm.
Yeah. Hi guys. My name is Ben Elwan, and I'm the co-founder of Flux. Firstly, thank you for the opportunity to pitch to the community fund, and I'll just get right into it.
Just keep going for it. Hit it again.
Okay. So Flux, I will be pitching Flux. Basically, Flux is a mobile app for crypto and fiat payments, locally and internationally. Basically, our idea for Flux is we want to make transfers faster, more affordable, and also like accessible by everybody. We're currently launched in Africa, live in Nigeria. All our features and functionalities are live in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, we have crypto off ramp and crypto off ramp and on ramp, merchants payments, bills payments. Also, we've integrated crypto into a suite of fiat services, different fiat services. So why Flux? Basically, like I said, Flux enables fiat and crypto transactions, and right now we have over 17,000 users that use Flux every day for both banking and fiat and crypto transactions. how does Flux affect the ecosystem? Basically, at scale, this would increase adoption. It will make Stellar more accessible for day-to-day transactions, and also can even affect network growth. Also supports financial inclusion, because literally all you need to open a Flux wallet is a phone number and an email. For our phase one activation build, for the activation award round, we integrated the Stellar network into the Flux app. The features we enabled was wallet creation, and also we integrated XLM into a bunch of fiat shields like swaps with other cryptocurrencies, off ramp and on ramps. Also XLM deposits. We also enabled converting XLM directly to for merchants payments. So literally, if you have XLM in your in your Flux wallet, you're able to use it to pay any merchant here in Nigeria. So basically, since the time we integrated for phase one, the activation awards, over 10,000 of our 70K users have used or interfaced with Stellar. Either they've deposited or they've performed swaps or they've converted Stellar to another token like USDT or Bitcoin. And this number keeps growing. As you can see, the graph initially wasn't so impressive, but right now we have more users adopting XLM in-app for payments every single day. For the phase two, which is the community front, we are going to be integrating two very core features into the app. The first one is physical cards, and the second one is dollar cost averaging. So for physical cards, literally users will be able to utilize their Stellar balance for their physical cards. We actually think this is actually super important because accessibility is one of the biggest plus to any crypto ecosystem. So literally, if a user has XLM in their balance, it is linked to their physical cards. They can use it to withdraw physical cash anywhere in the world. They can also use it as a payment method in any point of sales terminal, maybe at a restaurant or at a shopping mall or whatever. And also, these physical cards are going to work online for like Amazon, Apple Music, Shopify, or basically like any online merchant. These physical cards are going to work. This is like one core feature that we're going to be building into the app for this phase. While for the next core feature, this is just like an image of physical cards. Or for the next feature will be dollar cost averaging. So basically, we know that one of the best ways for you to on-ramp crypto is to DCA
You
into
have
it, right?
30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So like you're able to like dollar cost average. Users are able to like dollar cost average into like XLM like every single day, either using their cards or linking their bank directly. Now, for us to do this, we've taken a huge step in partnering with two big commercial banks in Nigeria to be able to allow users to access, for us to build and access these functionalities. Thank you, everyone. We love building for Stellar, and I hope we continue to do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. Congrats on all your work. Next up, we have Onboarding Club. I've put both of you on here. I'm not sure if you're both presenting, but take it away.
Hey folks, are we audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So here we are, onboarding.club, the Web3 onboarding revolutions, all ecosystem in a single club. I'm Rishabh. We are not audible.
Hi everyone, I am Shubham.
And we are together building onboarding.club. So there's a huge problem in the Web3 ecosystem where there are grants, learning bounties, very fragmented. And we thought we need to productize this entire community building as well as conduct events and ecosystem meetups across different regions across Asia. That's why we are building onboarding.club, starting from the learning hub, going up to gig, social forum, hackathons, jobs, and finally helping projects get. During our pilot with Stellar in the last 3 months, we had some amazing reach out with 50K plus reach on our social media. We gained a lot of followers, onboarded 300 devs, conducted 6 events across India, majorly around the tech communities, and mentored 3 projects for grants. Apart from this, on the product itself, in our alpha stage, we had 500 builder profiles created for Stellar, curated 6 courses, and 5 bounties listed, incentivizing development on Stellar. Going forward, we want to unlock Asia's Web3 potential, having 24% EVL, a lot of projects coming up, startups coming in, and 19K plus builders getting more. India, Vietnam, Singapore being our primary regions of operation. So the user journey we expect is people explore onboarding.club, hop across ecosystems, start from learning resources, go up the curve through gigs, connect and discover, and finally ecosystems either want projects to build value by taking part in hackathons or grants or get a job into the ecosystem. We realized some problems while in our alpha stage, especially on the reputation and for builders to get hired. And I think Shubham will be taking off talking more about what we are building in the next stage.
Right. So basically, what and while talking to builders, to colleges and events, fundamental issue that we realized is students did not have a way to showcase all of their work at one place. And similarly, like even the organizers or the hosters or let's say recruiters did not have a place to actually verify the builder. This is where we came up with this entire base of onboarding club. This is the Orion ring, which will be built on top of Stellar. We basically want to get entire off-chain, on-chain data. As you can see, like anything that would add up to a developer's credentials should be here so that somebody can easily verify like how legit the developer is or how they can grow or where do they lack. And like not just limiting this to the developers, we also want to add different on-chain data because, for example, this really helps when a user, let's say, contributes to Ethereum or let's say Solana as well as Stellar. So in this way, we get everything on the metadata on Stellar. So proof of work that we have, but it's not really proof of work for a developer. So that's why we get this POR entirely, which is technically a visa across all of them and everything. And now one thing that we were really strong against is that we just did not want this to be another platform. So that's why we are very strong on exposing APIs, SDKs, and everything so that people can really use or utilize our based on Stellar to just use it directly instead of building it entirely. So we are not the first to market, but we definitely want to be the last to market. So moving forward. Yeah, so this is also a very quick demo where one can see analytics and everything. And now we'll quickly move to the demo. Yusha, can you play the demo, please?
Gemma, how can we play this video?
Just hit the next button and it'll play the video.
All right. So as you can see, we initially give the option to sign up with the Flutter wallet or the usual ones. Now, once they have the initial setup, we usually recommend them to connect and integrate other apps. This usually helps them to get with us, and we have this single place which we call the profile or our standout, where they can see projects, work experience, different skills. And most of this is fetched from other third-party platforms. And we have our OG activity chart, which is very similar to GitHub, but again, not just GitHub. We do everything on chain,
You
different
have
chains,
30
ecosystem.
seconds
We just
left.
everything at one place to wrap it up. So, and just to add to this, we have different modules on the product, such as resources, gigs, events, and everything. Now, I think Rishabh, we can continue next with events.
So I think going forward across from the product, we got cut short on time. We are planning more workshops across different cities in India. A Stellar Indiathon, which would be a 14-day online hackathon with $10,000 plus in prizes, which would include weekend IRL hackathons as well, where we would hop across colleges. And our flagship event, which we are thinking about, is Stellar's Builders Residency, 20 builders, 1 week of collaborating building and mentorship by experts. We plan to utilize this as well as get things on board with the entire Stellar community. More on this as we put on the grants. Thank you so much for this support. Love to build Stellar across India and would love to take this across multiple countries in Asia. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Onboarding Club. I'm excited about what you all have been up to. Next up, we have Melinda from Expand Network. Melinda, all you. Can you test your mic again? I can't hear you. You might just want to try leaving the call and coming back. No, all good silence. We're just troubleshooting audio issues.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now. That usually works.
Okay. Yes, that was it. Thank you so much. Let me getting set up here. Okay. All right. So let me test this new. Get to the next slide. There we go. Thank you so much, Gemma. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I'm Melinda Dellis. I'm head of business development for Expand Network. Thank you for the opportunity to share what we're working on here at Expand and our plans for working with Stellar. In this presentation, I'm going to first give a high-level overview of our project, and then I'm going to detail the community grant proposal that we've submitted. So first, this slide. Okay. So our team, we consist of our CEO, Dimitrios Galkotos, our CTO, Varun Gyanchandani, and a team of 10 engineers and project managers, in addition to myself, working on our integrations. Together, we bring years of solid blockchain tech and traditional finance experience to Expand. And in addition, we're backed by Cumberland Labs, which is the Web3 incubator founded by the partners of Cumberland DRW. So we benefit from the support of our incubator and related entities. So now I'll jump into our product. So what is Expand Network? I'll start with the idea for Expand Network, which came from the experience of Cumberland DRW, getting involved in their operations and realizing how resource intensive it is to connect across the vast and fragmented DeFi ecosystem. So we've calculated that building API connectivity to just one chain can cost upwards of $500,000 and take at least 6 months. So for those looking to scale in DeFi, outsourcing these integrations to a trusted infrastructure provider would save a significant amount of time and money. So Expand Network is a solution for exactly this. We offer one unified API that you can use to transact in DeFi and also source on-chain data. And we service users of all kinds, like traders, funds, wallet providers, dApp developers, and service providers who can plug into Expand's API and immediately begin transacting and sourcing data from over 100 ready-to-go endpoints. So the next slide is a visualization of everything that we currently offer in our API. So this is 40 plus chains, both EVM and non-EVM, DEXs, lending protocols, bridges, oracles, and more. And I will also add that we are non-custodial and wallet agnostic. And so we support all industry-leading wallets, including wallets available through Wallet Connect V2, so users can leverage the wallet of their choice and maintain complete security and privacy while using the ready-to-go integrations of our API. So popular use cases for our API include trading and managing portfolios. So you can think of traders and funds, for example, using the API to efficiently swap, lend, borrow, and provision liquidity across the DeFi ecosystem through our API, and then also monitoring and managing their portfolios. We also have wallet providers, dApps, and trading platforms building DeFi-related features like swaps and lending powered by Expand API on the back end. And lastly, we have service providers, including tax and accounting firms, blockchain analytics firms, and fund administrators using our on-chain data. So now on to our plans for Stellar and our community grant proposal. So we're proposing an integration that would allow Expand to support the entire lifecycle of Stellar real-world assets from creation to management through the Expand Network API. This would provide both efficiency for builders looking to leverage a unified API for these activities on Stellar specifically, but also through our other integrations, allow for easy building of multi-chain features and applications. And we've broken down our roadmap into 2 phases. The first is phase 1, which we completed last month with our activation grant. It included the integration of Stellar Protocol and Sorbonne RPC to facilitate communication and transaction processing across the Stellar network. And now we're applying for a community grant to support the second phase of our integration.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Perfect. So I'm just going to quickly go through the different features here. We're planning to write a smart contract that would allow users to issue, distribute, and burn assets, and also establish and revoke trust lines. We plan to integrate Stellar DEX, which would allow users to swap tokens, provision liquidity, and then also analyze DEX liquidity pools. And then we also plan to integrate Allbridge Classic so users can perform cross-chain asset swaps. And lastly, Lobster Wallet, so users can use their Lobster Wallet when they're transacting with the API. So we hope that you'll support our community grant proposal to complete this work, and thank you for your time and consideration. Thanks.
Thank you, Melinda. Now let's hear it for, you can share your deck in your project post so people can go through the rest of it. Let's hear it for the other Ben and AlterScope.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, you're all good.
Cool. But here I am. Okay. So my name is Benedict. I'm co-founder of AlterScope. We're building a risk infrastructure for decentralized finance. So when it's coming to risk, there are essentially 3 problems. The first one is relevant off and on-chain data is often not available, standardized, not validated. The second thing is risk assessments remain often subjective and are often driven by static data. And thirdly, the tech stack in Web3, as you know, is highly composable, interconnected, and essentially like analyzing just a single protocol is not enough. So as a result, do your own research does not work, neither for the community nor for LPs. At the same time, there are professional LPs coming to the space. Most hedge funds and also traditional hedge funds started to provide liquidity, but they face obstacles. The top 3 obstacles are lack of understanding of protocol fundamentals, security concerns, and still they perceive the complexity is way too high. And that's where AlterScope comes in. We're building a risk infrastructure for processing risk across chains, protocols, and liquidity pools in real time. We have already integrated over 30 blue chip protocols. We're tracking in real time over 400 parameters. And we're also monitoring and alerting on over 20 critical events. So essentially, we enable anybody with new risk tools. The first one being we enable really sound protocol due diligence on the different aspects of a protocol, like security, the liquidity, its governance, what's happening in terms of development activity, etc. Then we enable anybody to set up customizable risk scores. So we realize everybody has a different understanding how to analyze risk as of now. So we make all our parameters available that everybody can set up their own risk framework. Lastly, once like an LP is in a position, we enable also real-time monitoring that you're getting notified in real time once something is getting out of balance. Also, we enable the sourcing of data on underlying chains, and that's why we're also integrating Stellar. Also on different protocols and protocol types. We also have developed our own scoring mechanism, which can be sourced, for example, for managing your own risk when interacting with the protocol. So what have we done so far? We are a bit behind schedule, but we are in the process of setting up a node for monitoring the chain behavior. And also because it's super relevant for the phase now, which is coming now, which is the setup and scale up of protocols integrated. So the idea is now to onboard protocols in our platform, DeFi protocols in the Stellar Cerebon ecosystem. And all integrated protocols will get a public community dashboard, which they can show. We enable a comparison or research tool where you can put all research in one interface and compare all metrics. And we integrate the protocols in our research and risk modeling engine and the risk framework marketplace. Why should you care to become integrated? Basically, what we do is we enable the whole community in Stellar to do their own research, which I believe is super critical to increase trust and transparency. Then as a protocol, often DeFi doesn't work without liquidity. So we really help, and our ambition is to help all the protocols integrated to attract also large LPs. We make the right metrics available to LPs, and we accelerate the business development. You can refer to our dashboards, to our risk tooling, and thereby increase trust around LPs, and thereby also retain liquidity. And also we help to bolster credibility. We have developed a KYP framework, and also like for younger protocols, it's especially important to refer to risk management solutions.
You have 30 seconds.
We have here a Loom video. Feel free to simply click on it and take a look. Also, our platform is already live. You can go on our website, simply take a look how it looks like for integrated protocols, and I'm looking forward to your feedback and questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. If you could drop that Loom link in the chat, people will be able to see it. And up next, we have Dan from LocalCoin.
Cool. Thanks, Gemma. And thanks, everyone, for taking the time today to listen to all these great pitches. Really amazing how many cool presentations we're hearing here. I'm going to turn on my video here. Yeah, so I'm Dan Bramer, co-founder of Venture 23. We're a full-stack Web3 development company. We are building DeFi, games, NFTs, bridges, and core blockchain infrastructure across many of the leading chains. We have our own projects like LocalCoin, as well as partner projects like Balanced, which is a cross-chain DEX that recently received an activation grant. And we do client work with projects like Hana Wallet that also recently began building on Stellar. Today, I'm going to give you an idea of why we're excited about LocalCoin and what it can do. See, I'm trying to advance the slide here. There we go. I was supposed to say that over the title slide here, but here we go. So we're building LocalCoin to solve problems with transparency, auditability, and control of funds for social good initiatives. We first saw a need for a project like LocalCoin to bring transparency to the distribution of NGO funds and considered testing it in the village of Darche in Nepal, where many of our developers reside and where my co-founders are from, so we have deep connections there. We decided to build LocalCoin when we met with the We Heart SF group, which has a mission to organize DAOs to address issues facing San Francisco. Now we see a more general application of LocalCoin as enabling on-chain DAO governance to take action in the physical world, almost like an inverse of an oracle. So we're excited about the future potential for LocalCoin for lots of things. Lack of transparency makes auditing the use of funds in a traditional system difficult, so a donor can't easily be confident it is free from fraud or corruption. For incentives in the physical world, social good DAOs need on-chain execution. Local coin is a closed cycle token system where the local coins can only be spent within a network of approved merchants. Local coin provides traceable allocation and distribution of funds. Local coin will be composable with DAOs, so a vote can define and fund a campaign, and local coin itself will be DAO governed. We call these scenarios where you're giving out funds campaigns. So you see here, there are 3 different types of users that the app has to serve. The campaign creator creates a campaign by funding it with stablecoin, minting local coin, then managing it through the app. The recipient signs up for a campaign, then gets paid an incentive reward for doing something. Then they find local merchants where they can spend it. The merchant who has previously onboarded with the app accepts payment from the recipient in local coin, which they can then cash out to their bank. We have run the system through most of the cycle, limited only by being on testnet. We funded the campaign, recruited participants to attend the bicycle delivery training, onboarded 4 merchants, and rewarded participants for their attendance. The payment app is much like Venmo, but it ends up being much more complicated because we have 3 types of users with different roles. Let's run through some of the app. The sign-up process for all roles in the app looks the same to start. Right now, it is a progressive web app, which will make development and frequent changes faster. The first time through, you will define a PIN and generate a new wallet address. It has its own simple wallet functionality. Then anyone can apply to become an approved merchant. When they enter their information, we ask them to confirm that everything looks good. Wish I could accelerate this just a little bit. When once a campaign is defined by a campaign creator, participant can find the campaign within the app and sign up. And to join, they just provide a name. And they remain unverified after signing up until a campaign admin, you can see the red dot there, they're unverified. And then it takes a campaign admin to come in and
You have 30 seconds left.
check that they're verified. Okay, I'm just going to move on from the demo here. Yeah, so the participant can request incentives and then get paid using a QR code. So for the next phase of development, we'll run an incentivized campaign, a different type of incentivized campaign. And we're going to, let's see, we're going to add functionality to manage USDC because some campaigns will have costs that they need to cover, and we'll also build out the DAO functionality, but that will remain mostly on testnet. We will have DAO governance through essentially a board of directors and a multi-sig wallet. And the type of campaign we'll be running is essentially incentivized knowledge formation, where we'll incentivize people to add knowledge relevant to the issues in San Francisco to map, as you see here. So thanks for your time, and please take a look at some of the other things we're working on our website.
Thank you. We got a lot of love in the chat for local coin. Dan, make sure you check it out.
Great.
And up next, and we are now in our final 5, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We have Trusted Plastic.
Hi there. A lot of awesome presentations, great products, and thank you for your time. We are from Trusted Plastic. I'm Alex. I'm co-founder and CEO, and with me, Evgeny. He is the CTO and co-founder.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, our goal in Trusted Plastic to empower recycling with our financial instruments such as plastic and carbon credits. At the moment, there are kind of carbon credits, and a few of plastic credits, but actual standards are weak. And to empower plastic collection and plastic recycling, we need a more transparent and solid system of verification. So we are building trusted plastic.
Yeah. In the last 10 years, carbon offset projects boomed around the world. For example, today many airlines suggest you to pay small extra fee to offset your flight emissions. However, many projects are now under the gun of journalists and ESG experts. And while it is clear that direct plastic waste collection is valid to offset both plastic and carbon production, the whole process lacks transparency and credibility. If someone claims they collected and sent to recycling, for example, 10 tons of plastic, what can support their claims? We studied the whole pipeline of waste recycling and found a way for scalable verification. We collect visual evidences and plastic weight data at the collection point and recycling facility, compare them with our computer vision oracle. The oracle allows first to verify the integrity of plastic waste shipment, an amount of plastic, and later origin of the plastic waste. And all the steps, including issuing credits and sales, are done within Stellar blockchain network using Soroban smart contracts, thus enabling transparency for clients, partners, and curious journalists.
Now we are piloting with Sparkler, reverse vending machine operator in Mina, and we are ready to issue first plastic and carbon credits till the end of summer. And we hope to facilitate from 3 tons in the beginning to 600 tons in 12 months.
Yeah, and
Why?
we believe
Yeah.
that our project is very special and cool for Stellar community for several reasons. First of all, it's a great example of smart contracts first business process. And we work with quite real sector of economy, plastic collection and recycling.
And also our product could help to penetrate in developing countries. And as we know, for Stellar community, it's also very important. Next thing, we are inside our product, we are building hybrid AI and human real world oracle. Evgeny?
Yeah, and everyone later can reuse this concept inside the Stellar network.
Yes, and we will make on-chain ESG solution, which can be used by every product and every project built on Stellar network. And we have committed to invest $5,000 to $20,000 equivalent
You
in
have 30
carbon
seconds remaining.
credits as a free to use amount of credits to every project on Stellar blockchain.
Okay, quickly about our activation project results. So first, we build the essential smart contracts for verification process and the related credit tokens. We have done the real-world Oracle prototype and first iteration of backend, which is now ready for deployment and integration. More results and through a report you can check on our GitLab repository that is open for public. And the community award we need for more integrations with Sparkle and other reverse vending machine operators for the front end, including the mobile app for manual plastic waste collection. Thank you.
Thank you guys for interesting questions. We can answer you in direct after our presentation. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Trusted Plastic team. We'd love to, I think we'd probably love to connect you guys with Alex from Stellar Carbon. So let's figure that out.
Yes, for sure.
All right, great. Thanks so much. And next, we are going to hear from Governance Modules Library. I can't hear you. I'd say just leave and come back. Jack Hack is back, hopefully.
No.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Perfect, perfect. All right, then I'll take it. That is not. No, it works. Perfect. Thank you for having us, or me specifically. I'm going to be talking about the Governance Modules Library. We received an Activation Award end of last year, and we're now applying for the Community Award. So I'll give a bit of an intro of what it is that we're doing, what our company is, and then go on onto the work that we've done so far and what we're applying for the next grant. So the Governance Modules Library, in our view, is completely a public good. So we're not expecting any revenue or any profit to come back at us at any point. So we're also applying it with this view of, if people find this valuable for the community, we want to transfer all ownership, all research, etc., over to the community. What is it? The Governance Modules Library, or GML in short, is a toolkit of governance modules. So we're providing both research with implementation references so that anybody can, for their dApps, for their DAOs, for anything else, have a toolkit of governance modules available. A little bit about us. We're all pretty much researchers. We were all burned by academia, and we now do research in private. We do a bunch of blue sky research, but we also do targeted research for other companies, mainly protocols, DAOs, etc. We have our own engineering lifecycle that we adhere to and that we also apply to governance research. Some of the other protocols that we did research for in the near past are probably Arbitrum, Lido, Hedera, Holochain, Aztec, and many more. What we have done so far, or where we're coming from, one of the projects that we collaborate on research with is, of course, SDF. The NQG, Neural Quorum Governance, is something that we've built over the past year. And as part of that, we started the open source library for governance modules, which we've now spun out into this grant program to facilitate it further. Now, why are we doing this? Governance is pretty hard to get right. Governance is always contextual, and sharing of only a blog article or only open sourcing code is not really helpful for others to understand what the limitations are, what the applications or non-applications are, what the original requirements for a specific governance module were. So that makes it very hard to share learnings often. Oftentimes, these implementations are also not agnostic to where you build it. So when you carry over some governance aspect from ETH, you're probably carrying over a lot of workarounds that were built to make it happen on Ethereum. What we're really looking forward to is enhancing a governance landscape while Soroban is really kicking up, so that people can be informed on what they can use for which sort of application and learn and collaborate with each other. So in the first grant, what we did was implement community backlogs, operating procedure guidelines. We facilitated the first maintenance and also bootstrapped the contribution funnel a little bit. There's a bunch of specs of what it is that we're building. Of course, all of these are available. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But what is important, I think, to take away is that we're not building this for ourselves, but we want others to be able to take these modules, implement them for DAOs, and benefit from all of the collaboration learnings that accumulate. Now, currently the governance modules library, so where the finished libraries, the finished modules are ending up in, is hosted by the SCF in a Git book. Eventually, we'd like this to be taken over by the community, so for the community to self-infrastructure and own all of the content in an open source and accessible fashion. What we've built also is a repo where contributions can be made. We took quite some focus on making it accessible to other social science researchers who are usually quite prevalent in governance. So we didn't want to have a very technical workflow. However, note that this is quite heavily oriented on improvement proposal processes. One of my collaborators, Frederick, set up the Cardano improvement proposal process and repo back then, and he collaborated with me on implementing this. Now, what are we applying for? We have a vision for what this should be.
You have
which
30
is,
seconds left.
thank you, community-owned, open source, agnostic, accessible and active for the community. We want this to hold as many modules as possible. Now, what we're applying for is 2 deliverables, essentially. One is the management and maintenance of it, so active community management, helping onboard people and helping others to populate. But also we want to bootstrap this by populating it with modules ourselves, so making them available to the community. And we're committing to at least 2 fully specified with requirements, reference implementation or simulation. But if we have the time, we're just going to do more because we would do the research anyways in another fashion, but we'd like it to be available here for the community. With that, thank you for having us, and thank you for all the great pitches as well.
Thank you. We love block science and neural quorum governance, so happy you're here. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Katarina from Encode Stellar Hackathon.
Hey everyone, let me make sure this works. Oh, there we go. Oops. Okay, there we go, cool. Hi everyone, my name is Katarina. I lead the business and operation team at Encode Club. Thank you for all the previous pitches, good luck to the next ones, and thanks for the opportunity to chat with you about what we're planning and hoping to do with the Stellar team. So let me make sure, cool. So we want to run the next big, exciting, dedicated Stellar Hackathon in order to onboard new developers and get more startups built in the Stellar ecosystem. We propose to do this following an online hackathon over a 4-week period. But before I go into all the details of the hackathon itself, I'd love to introduce to you who we are at Encode Club. We have a mission to help people advance their careers in emerging tech. And we have a very strong focus on bringing Web 2 developers into the Web 3 ecosystem. So at heart, we're a global community that, to maintain and kind of run this community, we run developer-focused events like hackathons, boot camps, accelerators, and so on. Over the years, we've run many programs involving all the big and small projects in the Web 3 space. And our community is built of developers from all over the world. And on average, each program that we run has a general split of about 40% Web 2 developers, 40% native Web 3 developers, and 20% university students. We've been operating since about 2018 and have educated a lot of developers in that time. We've ran a lot of programs and have helped a ton of projects and teams get VC funding as well. But enough about us, or maybe not just us. Early this year, we ran a very successful open course public educational series, all dedicated to Stellar. This was 4 technical workshops that we ran over a 4-week period with thousands of participants that got involved. Yes, this was my worry. I do not want to run through all the technical workshops that we did. Just bear with me.
Welcome everybody to
Hello. There we go. And actually back in 2021, Stellar also took part in some of the OG Encode online hackathons as key sponsors. So the Encode Stellar relationship is long and strong. Now bear with me again as we go through these videos that we don't want to watch.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
There we go. So building on this success, we propose to organize the next big Stellar dedicated hackathon. We have the benefit of recently having educated thousands of developers to Stellar with the open course that I just mentioned. So it'd be great to kind of funnel all of those developers in, along with anyone else who wants to get involved in building something into the hackathon to put their learning into practice. We'd work really closely with the Stellar team to outline the structure of prizes and challenges to ensure that the results of the hackathon align with Stellar's goals. And the general TLDR here is that the hackathon is 4 weeks long, fully online, with about 500 to 1,000 registrations is what we'd expect, open to anyone with the aim of just getting more projects built through more builders building. So there are two ways to structure our dedicated hackathons, like this one. So the decision is completely up to the Stellar team. But for example, in the past, when we've worked with Solana, they've chosen to run dedicated hackathons with just themselves as kind of single sponsors. But there's also another option of kind of inviting other partners in to join, and they can provide their own challenges and do their own technical workshops. And we've done this many times. One example is the live peer next video build hackathon that we ran a couple years ago. And just to give you a very brief overview of what running the Stellar hackathon with us would look like, and to kind of outline the things that ENCODE would be covering, I wanted to talk through some of these little bits. So we would be coordinating all the details with the Stellar team in the beginning, making sure that they're onboarded and any potential partners that they might want to invite as well, to get all the details sorted for bounties and workshops. We would be handling everything in terms of infrastructure for registration of participants, communication with the hackers, and coordination of all the live workshops on Livestorm, which is a similar...
You have 30 seconds.
Structure to Zoom, thanks. We'd handle all the marketing details and all the copies, make sure everything's in advance to ensure the hackathon's a success, and handle all logistical support in terms of scouting targeted audiences as well. The general timeline is essentially pre-hackathon, sorting out details, ensuring we've got everything in place to market well, 2 weeks of education, 2 weeks of building and submissions, and then finally, Stellar team would be judging the projects. We would help out with sorting out the pitch practices so that the finalists would be able to have a very nice big finale ceremony and do a demo day, kind of like this one, where they'd be able to pitch all their projects and we'd all live happily ever after. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you from the whole ENCODE team, and hopefully I didn't go too much overtime. Thanks, Gemma.
Thanks, Katarina. Great to hear from you guys. We've loved working with you in the past. Next up, we have Adam from TigerBlock. Talk about this project with a long name. I don't know if you've given it something snappier.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Plumer, CTO and co-founder of TigerBlocks. This is the Building Blocks Framework, KYC open source infrastructure project. This has actually been a rebrand from the KYC token UI for real world assets. After consultation with the Stellar team, we're kind of bringing everybody into what the bigger plan that we're doing with the Building Block Framework. And so we're going to go straight into that. So really, there is a huge opportunity to convert about 114 trillion managed by financial service providers into tokenized assets. And Stellar is unique in the fact that they have an opportunity to do this first and really be the leader in this. And really what it comes down to at the end of the day, in the US, 60 million people have other money. And so we need to bring those people onto our networks through tokenization. And so firms can't afford to tokenize assets. Tokenization is actually more expensive right now than doing a traditional offering. And so really what we have is a market where the BlackRocks and Fidelities are investing huge in this, but the small guys can't get into tokenization. And they actually manage a good chunk of the money here. And so generally the reason why they're being told is their chief compliance officer tells them no, they can't tokenize the assets. And I like to call this the North Korea problem. But when you're looking really at any type of a proof of stake network, because there are unknown nodes on the network that could be party to the transactions, by definition, these protocols aren't in compliance. But the really good news for financial institutions is they actually can build on Stellar today with today's laws and regulations. And it's because the Federated Byzantine Agreement and the Stellar Consensus Protocol actually allows you to understand who is validating your transactions. And so really there's this educational part where compliance officers don't know this, but really our goal is to be able to go out and help these people. And all of this is really built, and the building block framework is built on the paper real world asset tokenization framework on how to get United States real world assets onto Stellar. And so really, the goal of the building block framework is actually to enable asset tokenization in 60 days or less for financial institutions. Thank you. I will make sure to update the slide, Matthias, compliant. Thank you for the message. But our real goal is to make sure that these institutions can onboard their assets effectively and quickly. And so what's really cool is most financial products can be built with 9 core elements. And for stablecoin, we're using USDC, but we're really focused on building the rest of this infrastructure for people. And so, again, we're taking a market regulatory approach. The US is one of the largest markets, and with $5 trillion in foreign direct investments, financial institutions are looking for solutions that work globally and also in the US. So if they're going to build something in Europe, it also still has to work with the US. So our goal is to build that US compliant infrastructure and scale out into those other markets. Now, who's the building block framework really for? Well, the average investment advisory firm has around 330 million in AUM. And so by using the building block framework, there's a real opportunity to allow these financial institutions individually to tokenize millions of dollars in assets, whether it be their money market products or any type of products, and really take control of the products that they're offering via tokenization. So when it comes to the hierarchy, really the financial infrastructure has been built. Stellar has the blockchain. We have stable coins like USDC. Wallets are built. Really what we're doing with this first phase of the project is building that KYC infrastructure that's required to onboard clients so that other institutions can then tokenize assets. And so that's why our KYC tokenization infrastructure is really the first phase of this. Afterwards, we'll be moving into private asset tokenization and creating the infrastructure for that, allowing for
You have 30 seconds left.
public market implementations, and then allowing for compliance and maintenance. And so pretty much everyone needs KYC. And so as part of our current activation award, we've developed the token, done all the UI associated with the application. We're now moving on and have done a bunch of stuff on compliance research and actually developed a new method of KYC. And we have 3 confidential partners that we actually have shared with the Stellar Development Foundation that we'll be able to launch when we complete our community award, where we will be integrating the new non-monetary validation method that we developed, really having a working toolkit for financial institutions to start tokenizing assets, and having a method for KYC compliant distribution. And at the end of the day, what this allows is someone to, as an example, to build a remittance tool based in the US for about 50 to 70% less cost, and they would be able to launch this in under 60 days. So thank you very much to the whole community. I'm happy to answer any questions, but really our goal is to really expand the ability for people to tokenize real world assets going directly.
Thank you, Adam. All right,
Thank you.
we are already pretty over. Our last pitch is RAM, Global Retail Commerce. Alan, whenever you're ready.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, you're all good.
Okay, I don't see my controller, so where would that be?
It's in your Discord DMs from me. Do you see it in your DMs?
I don't.
Okay, I can just run your slides. Yeah, just let me know when you're ready.
All right, let me try that. Go ahead and start. Thank you, Gemma. And hi, everyone. And welcome to the RAM Global Web3 Commerce Platform on Stellar. Next slide. And I am Alan, and my background is influencer-driven social commerce, machine learning game optimization, and distributed digital networks. I've run a few companies, some to the moon, but not all. So with me are Jamil and Gerard. Jamil is heading our development and is a prominent developer and educator. You probably know him. He's an icon in the crypto and AI community. He hosts crypto and AI events, teaches and advises organizations and governments. And Gerard was the founding product owner and COO of Voyager Digital. Voyager grew from concept to 3.7 million users in less than 3 years. That was pretty amazing, though some stuff happened to them. Together, we bring a very powerful mix of skills and experience to RAM. And next slide, please. So we're solving the biggest problem of retail sales in the Web 2 space and trying to transform it to Web 3, a rather huge lift. So by looking at retail products as assets and by tokenizing them and trading them on an automated market maker, we have developed a fantastic solution. If you're familiar with retail sales, you know that retail, particularly on social, has severe problems with trust, high selling fees, inventory risk, chargebacks, withholding of consumer data by the big marketplaces. So next slide, please. So the RAM solution creates pools of product voucher tokens. These pools require no upfront liquidity and offer both buying and selling modes. They exhibit an inherently stable behavior even at the edges due to the unique nature of the sigmoidal bonding curves. Any brand can set up a campaign in just a few minutes, and buyers, sellers, and promoters can stay totally anonymous, represented only by their wallet. Next slide. So brands create campaigns on a RAM UI or directly via an API call. The smart contract mints tokens and represent redemption rights to the product and sell those against USDC along dynamic pricing models. Buyers can redeem the tokens for the underlying product or sell their tokens back to the pool, potentially for profit. Any physical, digital, or phygital product can be tokenized, sold, and traded this way. We see great potential and great product market fit in fashion, beauty products, limited editions, collectible subscriptions, event tickets, and that's just the low-hanging fruit of what is really a $30 trillion market. For brands, the benefits are huge. Much lower selling costs, improved cash flow, lower inventory risk, direct contact with customers, and for shoppers, not only the low-cost deals and the ability to sell back at a profit, or transfer the token to a friend, but get this, any user can promote sales to their own network and earn cash and loyalty rewards. Next slide. So this is how it looks like from a high-level system architecture point of view. Note that we do run Python simulator in parallel to the blockchain to help brands plan campaign outcomes. Next slide. After successfully implementing V0 on FutureNet in February, we're now building V1, which is a full-up MVP on mainnet. We're also looking to raise additional capital to UI and to accelerate time to market. We're already planning V2 and V3 with full DeFi functionality. Next slide. So I can only have the time here for show you a few slides from what is a demo. If you like to see a full-up demo, please contact me. So this is still a basic UI that will improve a lot. So this is a slide for how to create a pool. Next slide. Buying and selling in an active pool. Once the pool is started. Next slide. Buying a PVT with a freighter wallet. Next slide. Seller block explorer with the user's wallet, and then next slide, transaction list showing the secondary market trade. So that's kind of it. Thank you very much. So yeah, I just want to say that we strongly believe that a very successful deployment of RAM will create millions of transactions monthly on Stellar. So I want to thank the Stellar community for the amazing trust and support, and would like to hear from you with any questions or comments, especially if you're interested in joining our team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you everyone who pitched today. If you'll bear with me for 2 more minutes. There we go. All right, please join our community if you haven't. Join our Discord, get involved. You can get verified, then you can vote on projects. Voting is open right now for all of these projects, unless you're a submitter, and then you cannot vote for projects. Submitters, please make sure you've created your project post. If you don't know how to do that, DM me and I'll give you the project role. Here are some resources if you want to learn more about SCF, if this awakened something in you. Check out our website, our handbook, and our Discord. Here we are. And thanks so much for joining us. This is our biggest project pitch day ever, 19. So if you're still here, you made it. And thank you to everyone. It was really wonderful. This is so exciting. I love to see what everyone's working on. And we will see you next month.